Here we go. We are live today.
Hey!
Myself, hello, Margaret. For me, it's the first time actually that I'm going live in the Australian page, Access Consciousness page. After 10 months that I'm here in Australia, I have the pleasure to go live. And everything started a little bit after a conversation I had with you. First of all, I'd like to introduce you. I have the pleasure today to have a nice talk with Margaret Braunack. Hello, Gabi. And she is an amazing 3-day body class facilitator, and she's actually is in Access since long time, right?
Long time.
And since we are here to look at, okay, what else can we talk about the magic and the gift of the body process of Access Consciousness? And I know that during the years, things has been changing, right? Like, would you like as well a little bit to talk about when Gary chose to institute a 3-day body class? Because before wasn't about, everything was in the foundation class, if I'm correct, or was in the level 2 and 3. Don't really remember.
More the 2 and 3, yeah.
The 2 and 3, yeah. So, do you want to a little bit talk about that? What actually changed in that time in Access Consciousness that made Gary choose to actually have a dedicated class, 3-day class, just about bodies?
Well, actually, it's sort of Gary, as we know, Gary always makes a choice and then has the awareness from that choice. And so most of the body processes that were around when I came to Access, which is coming up 18 years now, we're in the level 2 and 3, which is now the COP, choice of possibility. But the awareness from that was that people actually weren't doing the processes or choosing outside of the class to do swaps. And so then he introduced, actually it started as a 5-day body class, and he was the only person doing these classes, and they were just phenomenal. And the changes for people after a body class was so huge that he did that for many years. And then he had the awareness that it was time for advanced processes. And then that's when he opened the door for people like myself to step through to become 3-day. And it's just gone 10 years for me now as a 3-day facilitator. And oh my gosh, the body work is just a dream come true for me, because I have a naturopathic background and I used to do a lot of different modalities of body work in my clinic, but I don't use any of those modalities now. To me, the Access body processes are truly a gift, and the gift that just keeps gifting. And the changes that people get are just phenomenal. So grateful.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because, like, what you say, right? Like, people were choosing to not do them when they were in the level 2 and 3, the actual choice of possibility class. A little bit, because how much, we deny in our bodies, right? We don't actually consider our body as such an amazing gift. And as I wrote you just before, like, we went live, like a phrase from Gary, like, bodies are organisms that actually gives you information. So we always think that they are separate and we treat them badly. But as you say, like, the way that the Access body process work, it's as well to empower the body to know what the body knows, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That was one of the things as well for me was very different, because usually every modality you do, they, in a way, they tell you how to heal. That this specific treatment will heal you. But when I went across the Access body process, that we actually find them. Hello, Helen. We have people live that listen to us. The first time I actually came across the body process was during my foundation class, And the way that the facilitator were explaining was not about that those body processes were actually healing, were activating the energy that's already in our body. But in a way, it's like dormant or silenced, right? So what is you as a 3 body class facilitator that you're being that since the last 10 years, right? Never quitting that. It's something that you really adore. We have been having this amazing talk the other day, and how for you teaching the 3 body class and seeing the change in people and in bodies, it's priceless, right? So
it is priceless. Yeah.
if we should explain to someone that never heard about Access and never heard about what the body process is, how would you actually put it in words?
Wow, that's a big ask.
I'm demanding.
It's probably what I said before. I just see it as the gift that keeps gifting, in that awareness for me is an ongoing possibility. And I know when I first came to Access, because I had studied naturopathy, I was so locked in the right way to do your body and the wrong way to do your body, the right foods, the wrong foods, the good food, the bad food. So for me, I had to let go of a lot of points of view. And the gift of the body classes for me have made that easier for me to truly step into just the willingness to ask my body in every moment what it requires, and to allow it to be the cat's whiskers that it truly is, constantly giving us pieces of information that mostly we may choose to ignore. But if you actually were present and stayed with that awareness, the gift is constant new possibilities. And the magic, and it's just magical, that the gifts that it can be. And it's simple things like creating a body class can create more money in people's lives, because it's facilitating the people to have a communion with their body, which allows them to receive more. When they receive more fun, more joy, more money shows up. And yet people will say, oh, I don't have the money for a body class. And yet if you actually put the horse before the cart, choose the body class, the money always shows up. It's quite amazing.
Always. That's true. And it's so true, like the amount of experiences that I had with myself and my body. And as you say, like, we've been raised in a way to judge our bodies in a way that it's actually very much insane. You know, based on all the ads that you see in the magazine, on the TV or whatever, or you look at your sister, your friends, how they look like, what you have to eat. But I always knew there was something different, because my body was always like changing rapidly, also before Access, but I didn't know the reason why. But one of the things I was looking, when I've been seeing growing up my daughter, how her body was changing, because she didn't have any point of view. Sometimes she was like fat, and after 2 weeks she was long and then skinny. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, what would it take to be more of that in our life, right? And enjoying fully as well what a body actually is. Because you say the body processes are see, Alicia, love your comment about body class bring you more money.
Yes.
It's true.
Sure does.
Like how
it is true.
How much as well, like embracing more your body and embracing more the capacity that the body has, and using the body process that gives to the body like so much more, like so much like relaxation, taking away from judgment, you know, being able to heal, you know, rapidly, or changing things that you don't like or you doesn't work for you. And I've been seeing myself how much I've been receiving more money in my life since I've been doing this thing. And if you will, I was like, anyway, you can interrupt me anytime. But you know that would you since you've been teaching these classes since so long, right? And it seems that sometimes people are choosing classes based on, oh, what do I get out of this? What this class will give me. And we know, apart from the gift that these body processes are, but it's also like there is a lot of other things logistically too that these classes can also give you. You can become a body process bonding facilitator and all of that. But one of the things I'd like to hear from you, will you share with us an experience of something that really changed in someone coming to your class? Maybe you had hundreds of these things, but maybe one that comes to your mind, especially, someone maybe walked in the day one and then the day three was a totally different person. So would you like to share something about that?
Gosh.
Something about internally, body class, what's happening?
There are actually so many. There are so many testimonials that I could give. Simple things as, people allowing their bodies to step into a place of peace and ease. And, I often tell people that when I was doing my clinic, the number one thing that I was treating mostly was adrenal overload and the awareness of how people live on the fight and flight in their life. And so when I came to Access, it was something that I even knew for myself of changing. And so for me, it was, it is that asking for more peace. And something Gary talked about earlier last year, I was listening to one of his classes, and he said the 3-day body facilitators who were doing these classes prior to COVID, he said since COVID, the classes that they're doing are noticing a huge difference with their bodies. And that's something I've noticed is people truly from day one in a 3-day class are going into a total peace and space of possibility so quickly now. And that truly is the gift. It's like people don't have a need to talk about their sore toe or, their sore stomach. It's like this total relaxation. And, one thing Gary often talks about is to have an orgasmic life, you have to be relaxed. And to have an orgasm, you need to be relaxed. And so if you aren't someone who finds it easy to relax, these processes truly create that for you and your life. And then that just has the ripple effect for your whole life to become more ease, joy, and glory. And to me, that's the target. Like more of us on the planet creating their lives from ease, joy, and glory is the gift that we bring to the planet, and it's such an invitation to others who are still in that flight and flight mode. Oh, so that's one example.
Wow. And just, I have goosebumps when you're talking, and it's very hot here. So it's not about it's cold. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also there was a young man in a class, he had shattered his elbow playing basketball like 16 years earlier to when I first met him. And we had a process run. He'd had intensity in his elbow for 16 years because when they reset the bones, they didn't do it the right job or the good job. And so he had a lot of intensity in his elbow for 16 years. And at the end of that class, everything moved and restructured itself in the class. And after that, he's totally pain-free. So there's just so much. I mean, you could write a book over, I guess, of all the stories that all the 3-day body facilitators have got, it's just a gift.
It's so amazing. Thank you. It's true. And also and what you were saying just before, how people now are literally receiving faster than before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember, I mean, my first 3-day body class probably was 8 years ago or something like that, more or less. And I did a lot of them in a row, but I love them. But I judge myself because I didn't know if I was actually doing it correctly, or if if I could perceive something, the energy, what's going on. But then I was during during the road, I understand that I'm like, okay, here it's not a destination. It's something that I had to trust myself, what I know.
Yeah.
And then my body started tell me when to stop, how to do it, where to put my hands, because the first whisper I have in my head, that was the correct one. So one other thing as well for me that I've been a lot mental, you know what I mean? Like very much in my head.
Yeah.
Having the experience of the 3-day body classes has been such a gift to get out of my head and literally like being in connection with the body and listen to what the body was telling me. And was like, to actually create change in myself and other people. So something that I would ever expect in the past, that in in my previous life, as I say, before Access, I would never expect that. And so there is no a right way to be with body process, right, Margaret?
Yeah, no, there is no right or wrong. And similar to you, really it put me into a place of trusting what I knew. I know prior to Access, I still can go to my head and be in my head, but I know now that most of my life before Access was living from blind faith. Whereas now, to me, I have stepped into a trust of what I know. And to me now, when you become unshakable and unstoppable with that, that's where your whole life changes and transforms.
I love it.
To a whole different possibility, yeah.
I love the unshakable and unstoppable.
Yeah. But, it's like how many people really do have a trust in themselves, and how many people and a communion with their bodies, and how many people just do blind faith and without being truly present, and adding to these processes create us to have a communion with our body. And that's really that's that gift where we're connected to everything in oneness. And judging and excluding our bodies is not going to create you to have a larger life. And to me, that's the target, a much larger life.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where to win, where to lose. I want to read a couple of comments here to say, Helen say, no one knows my age. They see me as so much younger. I allow it and love it. Thank you, Mark. Love you, your work. Probably she's been, she say as well that she has been part of your classes many, many times. So she thanks you a lot. Yeah, Helen talks. Yeah, it's good. You see, you can get younger. It's true, because then, sorry, I need to mute myself. Yeah, so it's not just about you can get younger. You're like, it's true the fact that if you don't have any more an age, people can't really define you anymore, because your body, it's truly like they say, you are not in any category. And that's what actually as well, like the gift of everyone that does body process, I've been noticing it too. So then Yuko said, if you have a body, I highly recommend it to attend the 3-day body at least once. Yeah. If you're not,
is that Yuko?
Yuko Barlow.
Yuko loves body classes.
Yeah, she will be here with us in the next few days. Yeah, you told me that she loves a lot body classes, right?
Yeah.
And then Alicia as well comment like, but if you have only a body, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And one other thing as well, like you talk about peace before, and it's truly because when the peace that there is in a 3-day body class, I never actually, in a 3-day body class or in an advanced body class as well, when we learned the advanced body process, I never had the level of peace nowhere else. Me, for instance, that I've been creating and events for Access Consciousness the last 8 years. Every time I was coming across the 3-body class and an advanced body class, I was like, also for us that we are working on the classes, it's time to relax and have that peace that you were talking about. Like, it's truly like these 3 days where, in a way, because both classes are 3 days, but 3 days where the time in a way stops. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. You just lie down on a table, partner with someone, and really it's changing. And as well, like, can you say a little bit more about how much as well, like, you partnering, like being partnered with someone else in the body's processes change contributes to both sides, right? And it's, I will say, there is always something similarity to that the two people have. It's amazing that they can exponentialize, right? That's one of the things I always notice during the body classes.
So when on the first morning of a class, energetically your body chooses who it would like to work with, and then the facilitator then has the awareness of putting those two bodies together. So it's not an out loud in your head verbal process, it's all done from an energy. And so when that energetics is chosen, it's the gift that you are to each other that's going to gift more awareness. And it never shows up how you think it's going to show up. But I just know, I mean, I've lost count of the number of classes, both 3 or 5. Started off as 5 days with Gary, and then moving into the advanced. I mean, I've travelled around the world doing it, following Gary to do advanced classes, because to me I see them as such a gift. And of course now we've got Simone doing one here in Noosa in a couple of weeks, which I'm so excited about because I haven't done one for over 12 months. And so when you're actually partnered with someone, it's whatever contribution that they are, and it opens a door for you to have something greater for you as well. And bodies gifting to bodies.
Can I say something funny about the advanced body class? One of the ladies I attended actually one of the ladies was in November 2019. And one of the funny part, because Gary paired me with an Italian lady that I knew very well. A lady that was always at the phone, always busy. And every time she was coming to classes, and she loved body process, but her partners were always complaining because she was always answering to the phone or texting based on her business. And he paired us together, right? And we were looking like, okay, why did he pair us together? Because we had to get over the things that we always want to work, that we need to relax. The funny part that we were always looking at straight away of what was the bad things, why he put us together. And then we asked the question, and it was like, silly twitch, Gary, how it is, silly twitch, both of you. I'm like, it's because you have an amazingness on being this, like the leading things. It was more about being a leader than that. For what reason, guys, you always go straight forward to what you have to change because it's the back thing, instead of going on what is actually the amazingness, the gift that you be, that you can exponentialize. That's one of the gifts of the body process too, the body process classes too, because they give you that access to what gift you be and how. And when you see the gift you be and you acknowledge it, you can really exponentialize it, right? So anyway, that was really funny. I think I laughed for 5 minutes when I asked that question to Gary, because I was like, of course, let's go on the runway. It was not correct.
Oh my gosh, your body chose someone amazing for you. What a gift our bodies are.
They are. They don't have any point of view. And I know you, Margaret, since before COVID, pre-COVID, You were traveling the world, and now you are traveling Australia with all these 3-day body classes, right? I know you have a very full schedule before the advanced body class and after.
Yeah.
You want to share it with us a little bit?
Yes. So tomorrow I fly to Cairns, and I have a 3-day body class in Cairns this coming weekend. Then I think I'm home maybe 2 days, and then I go to Melbourne for a 3-day body class, and then maybe home for another 2 days, and then I go to, no, hang on, I said that wrong. I fly to Perth tomorrow. Did I say
Exactly. I was like,
I got that wrong. Sorry. No, fly to Perth tomorrow, have a 3-day body class in Perth this weekend. The following weekend is Melbourne. The following weekend is Cairns. And then I think I'm home half a day, and then I head to Noosa and do a 3-day body class leading into Simone's Advanced. Amazing. So lots of body work. I'm excited.
Happy and lucky Australia. How does it get any better? And the prereqs for the 3-day body class, it's have done foundation, right?
Yes, foundation, and that's for the 3-day, and then you can name the prereqs for advanced.
For the advanced body class, we require like 2 3-day body class, and we extended a little bit the prereqs based on COVID, and the last one is to be within 12 months. So if you're missing one and you desire to come to the 3-day body class, please check it out, Marget Braunack, plus a COP class, a choice of possibility within 12 months. So it's a little bit more advanced, but it's also, those prereqs are what's required for those body process too. It's a kindness for their body. It's a kindness for the facilitator. So it's good. Yeah. Anything else, guys? Do you want to ask any questions to the beautiful Marget? Look,
so
Alicia,
can I just add about the advanced? So Gary's first ever advanced body class, because back then, 10 years ago, he was the only person doing advanced body classes. And his first one was in Australia. And just talking about the prereqs, they didn't have the prereqs that they had now. And because he does do choice creates awareness, he had the awareness that the bodies could not receive or didn't have the potency to receive or the potency to gift the processes. And that's when he changed the prereqs. So now having those prereqs, you just get so much more from the advanced class. So even if I have someone in Cairns in 2 weeks who's doing their first body class, but then they're flying to Noosa to do the second so they can get to advanced. So there's still lots of possibility. Don't sort of say, oh, I don't have the prereqs for advanced. Anything's possible. You can create it in a month.
I love what you said at the beginning, that choose the class first and then possibilities showed up. It's like asking to the universe, I want to have that. Show me how.
Yeah.
And the universe will. So it's great. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can wait to see you in person in Noosa.
Thank you.
And great. Thank you. And everyone is excited. Alicia says she's very excited. I can perceive the change of the bodies and the possibilities. And also acknowledging how lucky we are here in Australia in a way, still with all the restriction, but we have the possibility to have these 3-day body classes with not so much, in restriction, and as well have the possibility to have the advanced body class as well. So the world has been longing for body classes and advanced body classes, and we can have them in Australia at the moment. So how did we get so lucky? Yeah.
And what would it take for all the borders to be open to allow people the freedom to choose more for their bodies?
Yeah. So, and also like when we choose something, the choice to attend the class, the choice to be there without any point of view, might also contribute to those ease and joy and glory with the border, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. What else is possible now?
What else is possible? Thank you, Marget, for being here. Thank you, everyone. And we will have this conversation with other amazing people during the month. And check it out, the Australian page. So excited, Gabby, for the ABC in my body. Yeah, great. Check it out. Margaret Braunack as well on her Access Consciousness profile or in her website for a 3-day body class, and go and enjoy your body. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Francesca. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Margaret.